Hey guys, so there's been some allegations against Officer Greg Anderson about him being a fraud and not having been a police officer in the last 4 years. Luckily for us, he's addressed some of those concerns and some of those fallacies. He put out a video. I'm going to put it up here and then you can decide for yourself.
I want to take a couple minutes and address some of the hate that's been rolling in our way the last couple days. My plan was just to take the Joe Rogan approach and completely ignore the haters, because it's inevitable as soon as you start to get any kind of notoriety online. But I got a message this morning from a guy in Houston, Texas. It's like, hey bro, I threw some money at your GoFundMe and then I found out everything you said was a fraud, and I'm pretty upset about that. So this is for people that have believed in what I said and may have supported us through the GoFundMe and then have heard contrary things after the fact, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of give you a quick play-by-play of some of the documents that I have supporting what I've told you guys, okay? So anyone that knows what a DD-214 is, this is mine, okay? If you've ever served in the military, you know what this document means. And right there, it says I was stationed at Alpha Company 275, which is 2nd Ranger Battalion. And if you look down at the awards, Ranger tab, and Combat Infantryman Badge, meaning I served in combat, okay? So it's just supporting what I'm telling you guys, and I'm gonna go through these things and show you. Here's a picture of when I was a young PFC at 2nd Ranger Battalion, back when we had the black berets. And then this is once I became an NCO. You can see we switched to the tan berets after that. Okay, then after I got out of the military, I did some contract work like most Rangers do. And then I went into law enforcement in 2011. All right, initially when I went into law enforcement, I went in with the feds, okay? And I was stationed down in Los Angeles, California with the Marshal Service. And this is the Federal Criminal Investigations Training Program, CITP certificate, showing that I went through that. Once I got done with CITP, you went through the basic deputy course. Here's my certificate for that. And I even got honor grad at that, which I got a plaque that was engraved. So unless I was able to make all of these certificates in a short time to respond, I hope this makes you guys believe nothing I have told you is fraudulent. When I was stationed in Los Angeles with the Marshal Service, I went through the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department's SWAT school. There's that certificate. And now, I guess where this whole thing came from, that everything I said is a lie, is because someone found a video that I posted, I think it was 2015, saying I was leaving law enforcement. And guess what? They were right. I left that agency because I was stationed in Los Angeles and I had to move to Seattle to be with my father, who was terminally ill. So I left that agency and I moved to Seattle, opened up my jiu-jitsu school. Now, if you know anyone in law enforcement, you know most people don't do a whole career with one agency. It's very common for guys to move based on benefits, pay, geographical location. So it didn't take me very long at all to realize I'm not raising or feeding a family of 5 on a jiu-jitsu salary. So I went right back into law enforcement. And if you see here, this is my graduation picture. Okay, you can see the date there. You can see Gregory Anderson, Port of Seattle PD. And there we are. That's a Washington State Police Academy. And then here's my Washington State certificate. So I hope that clears it up for you guys as far as my law enforcement and military career. If you guys have questions, I'll be happy to answer them. I'm not even acknowledging the people that are just talking shit, but if people are just trying to figure out like what my journey was about or when I was where or any of those kind of questions, I'm happy to address them. The last thing I'll say is all these comments coming in about my jiu-jitsu team, it's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard in my life. So this is one of my jiu-jitsu shirts. This is when I was under Buchecha down in California. Okay, if you look at the back here, that's the Checkmat logo, okay? Checkmat Jiu-Jitsu. It's a play on words, guys. Like checkmate in chess where there's no escape. Checkmat, because that's where we do jiu-jitsu, on the mats. Meaning if you're locked in an arm bar or we got a choke sunk in, that's checkmate on the mats. So it's not some underground Masonic symbol. It was created by the Vieira brothers, who are from Brazil, who are friends of mine. They created this team, and that's all it is. So if you want to look into it and come up with some crazy conspiracy about checkmat, feel free. But for those of you that are in the jiu-jitsu community, you know what I'm saying is absolutely true. So thanks, guys. I appreciate it. You know, the GoFundMe, I'm looking into obtaining legal counsel. I've had interviews with lawyers and whatnot, and we thought a little, like $50,000 would be good for a retainer so we could fight this legally in court, and America gave us 10 times that much. And that's something that's outside of my control, but we're very grateful and appreciative of it. And I wanted to let you guys know that I plan on doing some pretty cool things with that money, since we got 10 times what we had ever imagined getting, and I'll be sharing it with you guys here in the future on Instagram. Thanks so much, guys.